Okay, to abstract or not abstract, that's the subject we're going to talk about today. And quite honestly, I feel like every painting, for me anyway, starts abstractly. And then I sometimes go into realism or have a happy medium. Right here, I'm going to make a chalk transfer print. More precisely, a monoprint. A monoprint, of course, means it can only be printed one time. So what I do is I build up just dried chalk medium on a piece of paper the way you see right now, and I will take that and go to my blank piece of paper and just put down water, just plain water across the surface. And after this, I will be taking the chalked up piece that I made before, and I'm going to turn it directly onto the wet paper and just use my fingers to press it down, and this will leave us a monoprint. And I'm going to lift it off here in just a second here. And here we go. So it leaves like a really nice texture. It's kind of haphazard. After leaving textures on a page that form some shapes, then I'll come in sometimes with a narrative. And these are figures I'm painting right here. And I like to work upside down. The reason is because I like to be surprised when I turn it back upside right, I should say. And this is done on purpose. And I like to see where it goes. A lot of times when I work upside down, it forces me to see the shapes and not the face per se. And I'm not so hung up on detail. So that's the reason I work upside down, especially when I'm making portraiture like you see before you here. And here it is right side up. So I'm just going to scan down and take a look at the portraitures I've made. And this is all done with acrylic paint, and you can see the chalk monoprint surface on this as well that I painted onto. So it's kind of half abstract and half narrative representational. Here's some more of the bubbles I do with the dishwashing liquid I've showed in other videos, and another portrait I've done. This painting's about 24 by 36 inches, a little larger. And now I'm just going to show you some snippets of other paintings I made this week. And these started also with just ink and acrylic shapes, and very abstract, and then I brought other images into it. And you can see another chalk monoprint on this one, but also done with acrylic and ink. This piece originally started with a lot of green, different shades, different shapes I made abstractly, and then as I kept working into the picture, I started to see houses evolve. They kind of remind me of some of the houses I saw in Southern Europe, maybe in Italy or France, and those gradually found their way into the abstraction. And here we have the sky, and that was done with acrylic marker and acrylic paint. This one started with the acrylic background, the sky you see back there. At first it really wasn't necessarily a sky, but it became that way as I kept working in. If you work abstractly, you start to see shapes evolve, and in this one I saw this woman evolve in the forest or a tree at the edge of town or in a rural field somewhere in the Midwest. And this was done with oil pastel. This next one I'm going to focus in and kind of zoom in and show you some of the abstraction I started with. All the purple marks there and the blue marks, I started abstractly and then drew a face into it. And it was kind of, the idea was initiated by that. Here I'm going to take some ink and I'm just going to make some color on top with some bleeding. I've used a spray bottle throughout this piece right here you see before you, and as soon as I get the purple down, I'm going to bring back the spray bottle. And I really love using this because it just lets it bleed in really kind of really magnificent ways, in my opinion, and kind of like a rain look, or definitely creates a mood within this portrait, and abstraction can get you there. Finally, I'm going to leave you today with how I start an abstract piece, or any piece for that matter. Like I said, the difference between abstraction and realism is really not that much. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay down some color. And this is what I do on white pieces of paper. White pieces of paper are often unnerving, I think, to most artists. And a great way to start is just start bringing in color. If you're working with acrylic, don't worry. You can always paint over whatever you've started. Even with ink, the more you layer ink, the more interesting it will get. And I'm going to use just these colors, and then I'm going to drop some orange here at the end of this. So I just love all the bleeding that happens when we do these kinds of things. So if you've liked the video today, please subscribe, and if you have any comments, please leave those. I love getting comments, and I will definitely try to answer them as soon as I can. But otherwise, this is the picture today. This is the idea, abstraction, what you can do with it, how you can mix it up. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.